Hello, my name is Caitlin McQuaid. I'm a student of Strategic Communication at Point Loma Nazarene University, and today I'd like to talk to you about semi-supervised machine learning. Well, technology itself can seem very complex, but if you want to break it down into simpler terms, think of the movie Star Wars, and it's an outer space action movie with tons of graphics and 3D, you name it. Right? But the basis for that technology and the imagery that we see when we're watching that movie in a theater can be compared and broken down to the relative terms of a clothesline and a sheet hanging on a clothesline. That's the basis for the technology of a projected green screen. So that's something that I'm pretty sure we can all master pretty easily is a clothesline and a hanger. Well, we can also think of AI technology in a similar way. We can break it down into simpler terms that are more relative to our own studies and our own interests. So, and the great news about this is that, yes, AI can learn non-discriminatory techniques and communication practices through our communicative action. So today, because I know a lot of us would like to use a non-discriminatory AI, we will be breaking down some of those methods and techniques into simplified terms, and so that we can help to shape an ethical AI that we would like to use. So first we're going to look at the background of AI, which is artificial intelligence, and it is machine learning. And the basis for artificial intelligence, machine learning, is known formally as gradient descent. So where is this learning taking place? This learning has been taking place in social media platforms. They have essentially functioned as a classroom for AI since its creation. And AI is a student. It is like a sponge and very impressionable. So the standard process for machine learning, AI learning, is through algorithms. It's an algorithmic process, which is a mathematical equation, and the mathematical equation is constructed of data that is our data that has been coded into a numerical value and input into the equation. And the final stages of this process require for AI to make predictions in instances of new data, and these would be the generative responses from AI. So this is the generative output that we receive when we prompt AI, and that is known as prophecy. Now, the method of generation, it is discriminatory or not, and this is only reflecting back on the user and the use case. So if the user has communicated in a way that is systemically discriminatory, then the AI entity that you're communicating with will learn that discriminatory technique or behavior. So what we're going to do is we want to reflect ethical considerations in our communication with AI. So yes, our communication practices have been teaching AI implicit biases and discriminatory behavior. So if you've paid any attention to technology news lately, you've seen that AI has been recently asked to communicate with a human reasoning. And predictive text and generative AI have labeled this human-like reasoning as reasoning with limitations. So in order for AI to come down to the reasoning with limitations at a human level, it will need specific prompting. And this prompting is known as semi-supervised machine learning. And this is the technique, it's computer programming, and it only requires, the only thing required is our own communication skills, which we're already developing here in this course. So we're ahead, and this is great news. So what we will need to do is we'll need to create a model for AI to use a chronological human-like reasoning. And we'll do this through interaction and requesting the retrieval of specific data sets. This method is known formally as fixed match, and it is a simplified version of semi-supervised machine learning, and it leverages unlabeled data to train AI on a non-discriminatory classification process. And the goal is to improve the generative and supportive output of AI, and it's to improve learning outcomes of both humans and AI. So we're going to look at a model for that here. It's a simplified model, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard of incarceration before. AI certainly has. But what about decarceration? Well, in this hypothetical model experiment, I've been working on a project, and I've been typing a paper using the term decarceration. And my predictive text, my autocorrect, has continually switched and auto-corrected my use of the word decarceration, changed it back to incarceration. Now this can be frustrating, especially when you don't understand fully that you can teach AI how to use the word you want by another method other than just adding your term to the standard dictionary. So what we're going to do here, we're going to come to our preferred AI entity that we communicate with. I like to use Copilot, but there are ChatGPT, Canva, Gemini, a variety of other models of the technology. So what we're going to do is we're going to construct a prompt for AI, and we're going to deliver it in one section, one message, one solid message. And this is how we're going to format it. Hello, Copilot. How are you? I need to ask you several questions. I'm going to ask you all at once, and I hope this is all right. First of all, what is rehabilitation? And second, what percent of the total population of the United States is incarcerated? Now, what is that number like in comparison to reports and data from other nations? Then thirdly, we're going to ask, what percent of Americans are currently incarcerated for nonviolent offenses? And fourth, we're going to ask, what is the current rate of decarceration for nonviolent offenders? Notice the emphasis on constructively creating a pathology for human-like reasoning for the AI to model. And this is, we use supportive communication, but the most important key is the chronological human-like reasoning. And we're delivering this in one prompt. So this is the basis for semi-supervised machine learning. And now you are the human in the loop, the HITL. So these are some techniques that you can use yourself to help shape an ethical AI. And all you need is the communication tools that you are already developing now. So I hope this information has been useful to you, and it might be helpful in the future. Thank you very much.